processors and stick mixers and the applications for those. So please give your attention to Bill. During the presentation, Cindy is going to be on the computer looking for chat questions. If during the presentation Bill goes over something and you want to drill down on a little bit, please don't hesitate, send a chat question and we'll go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight Cindy. Cindy, you're up. There you go. You're up, Billy.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Bill Hooper. I've been the local RoboCoop rep since 1902, or so it seems, but we took the line on in 1999. And we find that the selling of RoboCoops oftentimes in the beginning goes down the wrong road without asking the right questions. So what I'm here today is show you kind of the repertoire of what will consist of about 90+% of your sales with RoboCoop, and the kind of the right questions to ask and be aware of as you investigate what kind of product best fits the customer. So to start with, in this box here, which I didn't bother taking out, this is the most common RoboCoop you find in the market today. It's an R2N. There's about 150,000 of them in the United States. It is the smallest commercial food processor we make. It both processes and does bowl work, but it has some limitations that you should be aware of. And as they say, if you're trying to reduce the price as much as possible, sometimes you give up certain issues that perhaps you ought to think about. RoboCoop, because of what they do, they slice and dice product, so they have to have very sharp blades, and to have very sharp blades, if you're not careful, you can hurt yourself. So most of the machines have all sorts of safety features. The R2 is no exception, but when it comes to the veg prep discharge attachment, you can pull these presses, these follow that pushes these pushers that push the product into the unit, but if they're out, the machine still operates. So a lot of times that's an issue you might want to think about. Plus, it has production issues. It'll do about 40 pounds of potatoes or tomatoes a day. That's pretty light work. The blades, which I will kind of allude to here shortly, when they get dull, you have to replace the whole blade, which is not the case in the bigger machines. So when you get asked by one of your customers, do you sell food processors? The answer is not always just yes. The answer is, well, we do, but what kind of food processing do you want to achieve? Because a lot of times they don't need bowls, they just need the food processor. So if you say yes, but what do you want to do? How many pounds of potatoes, tomatoes, whatever, onions you do a day? Because I have customers that do 500-600 pounds of potatoes a day, just potatoes, and this machine clearly would not address that kind of volume. So it's drawing from them what kind of processing they're interested in, what kind of volume they're interested in, and if you don't have the answers, it's probably best for you to set up a meeting between one of our reps and your customer, and we can go into their facility and come up with the best solution that makes it best for you and the customer. So lots of these, they're kind of ubiquitous in the market, but they're often not really the real answer because of the limitation on volume.
Bill, Tony here.
Yep.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Sure.
Do you still have the program in place that if I go out and demo, like say the Blixer 3, if I go out and demo that unit and we sell that unit, do you still have that extra discount?
Actually, no, we don't. So we have an answer for that because the biggest competitors that we all face, you and me alike, is customers that go online and buy offline. And so I'm going to talk about that very issue, Tony, in just a few minutes. So hold that thought.
Thank you.
You bet. Now, the machines you see here will represent, plus this R2N will represent probably more than 90% of the sales you make. There are bigger machines, which we'll talk about, but the bigger machines, the high production machines, all are extensions of these few groups of items that you see on the table. So we're going to start to the left, and we're going to go into what they bring to the party. And if you have any questions, please don't hold them to last. Just ask while we're on it, and we can show you exactly what answers you need. So this is an R2 like this one, but this is an R2B. And R2B says you don't have a veg prep, you just have a bowl. And you can have a stainless bowl, a clear bowl, or an opaque gray bowl. So the stainless will last the longest. It has a large annular space in the top for you to add ingredients as the processing goes. It acts as a tool to break down different kinds of light leafy vegetables that you use in flavoring. It also does vinaigrettes and other low volume sauces. As you see here, you have an on and off button, plus you have a pulse button. So a pulse button is like a dead man switch. It runs as long as you hold it. So you can pulse this thing with your finger until you get exactly the consistency in what you're breaking down that you want. So it's no timers. You look at it, you operate it, and you get it right where you want it and stop, and you're good. Above this, you have a huge host, what we commonly call stick mixers. They're really called immersion blenders. And they come, the most common one is this one here. This is the MP450. Of all, this represents more than 50% of all the immersion blenders that RoboCoop sells. And one of the important things about immersion blenders is how you clean them. There's a couple of things to be aware of. This skirt is really designed for keeping product from splashing up on the motor. If you want to, when you want to clean it, most operators just stick them in a water soap solution, run them, which is okay for a day or two, but eventually you get a buildup inside the bell, inside the workings of the blade, and you need to clean that. And to do that, you just twist the bell off. There are tools that will come with it that will actually break it down, and you can sanitize it, put it back together in a few minutes, and it makes it just so much easier. This is CMP series. It's just another stick mixer, has the same disconnect. And when you get down to really small systems, then rather than breaking it off at the bell, it breaks off right here. But all these things need to be done to keep it sanitized. Of course, you're not going to have control of that, but it's something that the operator needs to be aware of. One of my favorite series is called the Blixer. This is a small Blixer. It is a 3-quart Blixer. It was originally designed for hospitals that had patients with severe swallowing disorders. Its motor speed is twice the other machines. So the normal machines run at typical US motor speed of about 1,760 RPM. This one runs at twice that. And so you can get different kinds of blades, whether it's smooth, fine serrated, or coarse serrated, depending on what you're breaking down. These machines come in tabletops like you see here. They also come in floor mounts that go all the way up to 60 course. This is 3, the biggest is 60. and they have about 10 sizes in between. So these have really transitioned into the US private restaurants because they get, when some restaurant wants to make a true puree, this machine does it for them. Now, it has an unusual top in that when you're making purees, you need to scrape the edge of the bowl down. So this has an attachment that you manually operate based on the speed and the product you're working with. And it scrapes the inside of the bowl and it scrapes the inside of the lid. So you can make a constant check on when you get to the right consistency. And through the handle, there is another hole that if you want to add additional liquids, you could do it without opening up the machine. My favorite of all favorite machines is the CL50. You can get either a CL50E, which has a hard polymer base, or you can get a CL50U, which has a stainless base. I often try to sell this machine in lieu of bigger machines because we have the 50 series, the 5 series and above, and the new 7 series, which we'll talk about in a bit, that are just so expensive. People who need bowl work and need veg prep work, essentially, it becomes too expensive. So what you can do is drop back to this machine, which is very affordable, and then you get this R2B that we talked about earlier, and together they're cheaper than the big machines that are full combo units. So you kind of can manipulate the equipment spec to your favor. And to Tony's question a little bit earlier, is our biggest competitors are not other dealers. Our biggest competitors are the people online. And we used to have a great tool to make ourselves, as well as you, more price competitive to the online people. And what we do is we take blades out of the machine. They came as standard, and we had added the blades that the customer wanted. Robocoop took that away from us because they put it in the price list. So if you go look at your AutoQuotes price list, when you're pricing, or you have us price, say a CL50 or a bigger machine, what you want to do is you want to select the CL50 no disc. The no disc means that it just comes with the machine and the extraction blade. That comes with nothing else. When these things get priced online and the customer defines what blades they want, they buy online, they'll get the 2 that come standard plus the additional ones that the customer wants. What you'll get if you go no disc is you don't get burdened, which is a couple $100 by the standard disc. Standard discs are always the same: a 3mm slicing blade and a 3mm grading kit. So you get rid of that price, you put the blades in you want, and you walk away to start with about a 5% advantage on people that are buying online. So it's very, very important that you know that. There has been an addition. One of the pushers that are now standard with these bigger machines is we designed a special pusher for Tijuana flats because they have these huge jalapenos that they want to get a nice straight cut. If they order them up pre-cut, it's very expensive. So this pusher, which they used to look like this, but now they come apart. So the annular space for this fits the Tijuana flats jalapenos, and they slide them down there and they get a perfect cut. So this gives you a little bit more flexibility and getting a nice straight cut when you're cutting something long, particularly something long but or in length, but not too long like a jalapeno. Because if you don't put it in this, as you cut it, it starts to rotate on you, and you don't get a straight cut. So beyond that, we have another tabletop, which is CL52. And if you look at top of this machine here, you'll notice the major chute is shaped like a kidney bean. If you look at the bigger machine, it's shaped fully round, so you can put a whole head of cabbage in this thing. So when you have this machine, you're looking at production rates of maybe 200 pounds of potatoes a day. When you look at this machine, you're looking at 500 pounds of potatoes a day. So again, those questions of how much production does a chef want is critical in recommending the right machine. Most people walk in there, they sell the R2N, the guy buys it, and in 2 weeks he's not happy with it because it can't do what he wants it to do. So my recommendation to you is the local RoboCoop rep needs to be brought into the equation. Go together or just send the rep over there and sit down and meet with the chef to find out exactly what he needs done so that we can recommend the right machine with the right blades at the right cost. Okay, so once you pass the CL52, you get into some really big machines with really high production needs that are more like production stations unto themselves. So you get to a CL55 and a CL60, which you're talking, they come standard with a host of blades and carts, and we sell them generally to small food operations, food production operations, because they'll do 2,000 pounds of product a day with no problem at all. But you need to then specialize and make sure you conform for the chef what kind of blades they want in order to be able to give him exactly he or she what they want to do in their production. So a standard package is really never a good thing because they're going to get blades that they don't really need. From this, like I said, will go up to the CL60. And if you go to your blitzers, they go up to 60 quarts. So we have some really big machines. You want to get your local reps involved because they have a lot of experience with these bigger machines and they know how to set them up. And it makes it a whole lot easier for you. You create the lead and we'll go in there with you or our own to close the deal on your behalf. Any questions?
Questions from the group? Okay, Bill, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Let us know how we can help.
Okay, so we're going to go back over to here. Stop spotlighting. There we go. Okay. Greetings, everyone. So here's what we got going on. We've got the RoboCoo, which is one of our preferred vendors from ABC. I think it's really important to realize, I took the notes down and hopefully you did too, on that CL50, the no disc program on that, getting that no disc and telling your customer why get something this expensive and get discs that you possibly don't need when you need to go ahead and customize the discs for him. The other thing that Bill mentioned several times, which I think is critically important, is you really ought to get the rep involved with this because, again, I think the biggest crime that we commit out there is we go for that R2N that we stock in the warehouse, ship it out to the customer, and it's literally on the low end. A customer is looking for an 8-cylinder engine and you're selling them a 4-cylinder engine. So again, this is a situation where you really need to get the rep involved and get them involved to the point where you sit there and go like, okay, you do the talking. We got enough arrows in our quiver. We can't be specialists on everything. So get the rep involved, have them go out there. They have the machines. They can go out there and demo the machines and show the customer exactly how good it is. So I'd like to thank Bill again today for being a part of the presentation. Any questions? Okay, we are going to move on. So we're going to talk about NAFEM today. Okay, so NAFEM is coming up, and for a lot of you, you're going to be at the show. And what we're going to be doing is handing out your passport to NAFEM. And what this is a brochure that basically kind of spells things out for you as far as all things NAFM. And what we have is we've got everybody in a group. We've got a team leader, and your names will be on there. What I will say right now, if for some reason your name has been omitted, which there's always a good chance there is, but we did due diligence to get this down. You find your team leader and you meet at the first booth. How do you meet at the first booth? We've got a nice QR code here that all you do is take your cell phone and it shows you the schedule of where you're supposed to be. So, you know, group 1, this is your schedule. Group 2, this is your schedule. Group 3, this is your schedule. We have 3 large groups, and this is going to be really great for Thursdays and Fridays presentations. Okay, we've got a list of who to see from ABC and IFED. These are our preferred vendors. And then what we've done on the back is we've gone ahead and taken the map and we've gone ahead and color coded it with either orange for IFED or red for ABC. Okay, so I'd like to thank the marketing department for putting together a really cool brochure on that and helping us out as far as that goes. You've got the directions to the Orange County Convention Center. Plug that in. You can't wait to go there. And then we've got the IFG hotel reservations, phone number and everything. Cindy sent out to everybody who's coming, you know, confirming your reservations. And just to let you know, these are the ones that we know of right now. And these are typically the ones that we've always known about. The Ali Group Party, that's your beverage air and what have you. They just picked up a whole bunch of stuff. Middleby, you know about Middleby. And of course, the infamous Hatco Party over at the Hard Rock Hotel. So with that being said, remember, this is a very big learning experience, a good networking experience. But with these parties involved, let's all be, you know, real good campers and make sure we're back at the hotel on a good time. The NAFM schedule. Now, everything you see here that I'm clicking on, I'm going to be sending out to everyone in an email. So you need to be at the convention center on Wednesday with your shirt on at 9:15. When I come back on, you'll see that the Carlisle shirt I am wearing. Our shirts this year from NAFM were sponsored by Carlisle, and all Carlisle asked is that the whole group go over to their booth for the group picture. And I will give you the group Carlisle booth number in just a second. Okay, so we all get over there at 9:15. Can see you, not the schedule. Okay, sorry about that, kids. Let me get back over here. I apologize.
Are we on our own for parking?
Yeah, park anywhere you can find a spot. Okay, can you hold on a second? Hold on a second. Do you see this now?
No,
Do you see the passport now?
no.
Okay, let's have a little technical difficulty here and let me work on this. There he is, Ted. Do you see the passport now?
Yes.
Congratulations, Tony. You're getting the hang of this. So this is the passport that will be handed out to everybody real quick. Here's the QR codes I was talking about. Here's the booth. CFS is 927. That's Carlisle. So we'll be meeting at 927 on the Carlisle booth. Here's the map on the inside. The brochure opens up into a big map, and you get to see the orange being all the IFED members and the red being the ABC members. Okay, going back to schedule, be at the convention center. And again, I'll be sending these all out to you. We're going to meet over by the Sky Bridge in the convention center that hooks up to the Hilton. You can't miss it. Again, at 9:15, we'll all get together. We'll pass out the passports. 9:30, we'll be at the Carlisle booth for the group picture. And then at 9:45, everybody will break off to the show floor. Hotel check-in will be after Wednesday. Thursday, we'll begin the ABC group scheduled training sessions. Friday, we'll begin the group scheduled training sessions. We've sent out emails to those people who've been invited to the Supply America breakfast. That's at 7 o'clock. Everybody should have received that. And what we're doing now is we have basically an IFED contest and an ABC contest. So the ABC contest, whoever turns in the most signatures on ABC, which everybody should turn in every signature, okay? But whoever turns in the most signatures is going to win a big screen TV from Best Buy. Now, with that being said, you have to qualify by this. You have to get this signed and you have to have your badge scanned, okay? You have to have your badge scanned. And then what we'll do, if we have full cards, we'll check the scans to make sure you got scanned. And whoever has a full card and is scanned for all these factories, we will then do a drawing. And then we will announce who wins the big screen TV from Best Buy. And you will get that before Super Bowl Sunday. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Okay, IFED. So visit all IFED vendor booths and qualify to enter a drawing to win a new iPad, 256 gigabyte Wi-Fi, Apple Pencil, and Magic Keyboard. All you have to do is fill out your name, your company, your email, get these signed, okay, and then get these sent off to Mike McNeil at Comcast.net. Now, the ABC one is sponsored by IFG. The IFED one is sponsored by IFED, so you'll be competing with other folks from the group in IFED. So there'll be other dealers doing this as well. Any questions?
Nope.
Okay, so again, let's go over some stuff. Shirts, everyone will be getting these in the next few days. They've either been sent to you by FedEx or Bill or Brett will give them to you. Wednesday, 9:15, mandatory, wear your shirts, meet by the Sky Bridge. We'll be handing out the NAFM passports. You can print out your own ABC and IFED sheets, but we will have ABC and IFED sheets for you in case you forget. Okay, we talked about the NAFM passports and the QR code for your rotation. Now realize one thing, you need to have your badge before you come over at 9:15. Okay, everyone should have received your little QR code. And if you hold on just a second, I'll get to that in a little bit. So anyway, 9:15, Carlisle booth, IFED contest, ABC contest. Stop sharing. Okay, am I back on the screen?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so what you're looking at is you go to, okay, done. Everybody should have gotten this either on a piece of paper or transferred to your phone. This is how you pick up your badge. You need to get your badge before we go over there because they won't let you in without a badge. Any questions on this?
Nope. I think Cindy sent that out to us.
Okay, so let's see. Where do we get the shirts? Okay. Can see not the schedule. Great. Okay. So we've got that. Get the badges. We're going to be sending out a lot more information, a lot more attachments. We're going to keep reminding you of the same thing that we've said this time. This is the Carlisle shirt. You know, it's got the Carlisle logo right there. These are really nice top flight, dry fit Nike shirts. When you see these, you're going to go, wow, these are really impressive shirts. They're good. Okay. So I want to thank Carlisle for sponsoring that. And so they only ask us to go over there and take a group picture of them so they can use us for advertising. Any other questions at this time? Going once, going twice. With that being said, I just want to make an announcement. As you all know, we've been going through a lot of accounts receivable meetings and, you know, trying to get this AR situation under control. And the thing that we've been really seeing as we drill down and get looking at some of these over 60, 90, and 120s, if some of the procedures that should have been followed on the front end, we wouldn't have had the problems on the back end. So what I want to do is I want to have a quick meeting next Friday with all of you just to go over some things that we found during these AR meetings, things that people are kind of either brushing by, not paying attention to, or just flat out not doing. And go over them in detail and just say, let's make everybody's life easier by getting it done on the front end first, rather than problems happening, things coming to a halt, things aren't done right, and then the customer doesn't pay it because one reason or another. Okay? So I want to thank everybody for attending today. Really, thank you so much. Thank Bill again for being a part of the presentation. And we look forward to seeing everybody at the meeting coming up next week. Ian, I see your face popped up there. You're on mute. Do you want to jump in here for a second?
No, just tried to join and I was on some other calls.
Well, we're coming at the end of the meeting there, Ian, but we got it recorded, and as all recordings, it will be on IFG University. So once again, thank you for attending, everyone. Talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye.